Back live from the YouTuber studios, and it is the Rush Hour Renegade, and now here's your host, the YouTuber. Thank you and welcome everybody to the Rush Hour Renegade. And we're so glad you are here for this. Rush Hour Renegade episode. I had put the comments on there just so I can see them. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I know I am. This is our first doubleheader of the year. So let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Rush Hour Renegade on the YouTuber channel. Thank you and welcome everybody back to the Rush Hour Renegade. This doubleheader. So we are going to do something different than we normally don't do. And starting today, and we'll do this next week with more teams, but we're going to go over a schedule preview. This is previewing the NCAA football season. So let's get started. Last year I did something similar to this, but with predicting where College Game Day was gonna visit. Not sure they're gonna do College Game Day this year because of the outbreak, or if the college football season is going to get underway on time. But the schedule does, the season does get started on time, they will it will be predicting it. So we're going to be predicting Oklahoma State today. We will do all Division I colleges according to Phil Steele magazine. So this is the teams that are in Phil Steele magazine, starting with Oklahoma State University. They went 8-5 last year. So you have Oregon State as the first game in Stillwater. You have Tulsa supposed to be in Stillwater, Western Kentucky, or sorry, Western Illinois. And so then at TCU, then home against Iowa State, then at Kansas, then at Oklahoma, then at home, at Kansas, at Oklahoma, home against Texas Tech, at Baylor, at home against West Virginia, at Kansas State, and Texas, the last game, which would be senior night. The homecoming game would be the one against Texas Tech. Then senior day would be Texas. Senior day, senior night, depending upon if it's a day game or a night game. I will also be predicting how many day games, night games, and morning games Oklahoma State gets. So, I think September 9th, or September 3rd is a Thursday. Yep, it's a Thursday. So that definitely is going to be a night game. So I'm going to predict the record. Okay, here's what I'm going to go over. I'm gonna try to predict their record, who they win against, who they lose against, do they make a bowl game or no, and if so, what bowl game I predict they are gonna make. And these are I probably will change these as we get closer to the season. And then again, I'll probably change this some of these stuff before the week for the week before the first game. And then some of this I may change during the middle of the season, like what bowl game they're going to play and against who. I may change that throughout the season, but you'll always see this schedule up on there. Where I got this schedule is from Sports Gamers Online. Not Sports Gamers. I think it's SG1. Sorry, SG1's YouTube channel. Go ahead and check that out. I think that's how I said it. SG1 Sports. That's where I got this schedule from, because he has their preview predicted record and scheduled preview on there. So I will do all the college teams according to the Phil Steele magazine, if I can say it right. That's one of the major magazines that makes college football magazines. So, just an overall record, I'll say where the wins come from and losses come from in a moment. I say there's 12 games, right? Okay. I'm saying they go. I say they go one better than they did last year, or two better than they did last year. I was gonna go with 9-4 record, but I'm saying I'm saying I'm saying 10. I'm saying 12-1. Why am I saying 12-1 when there's only 12 games? The This is just the regular. Wait, 12-1, or if you count bowl wins in there, 13-1. Oh, sorry. Did I say bowl wins? I don't know if do you count bowl wins? And I say 15-1. Why is that? Why am I saying that when there's only 12 games? Well, yeah, remember if a team makes the playoffs, that's 2 games right there, semifinal and national championship game. Plus, Oklahoma State, if they would play in the Big 12 championship game, that's a game right there. So that's 3 added games to the season. So that's where that comes from. So the ones I say them winning. Okay, let's since I only have 1 loss as my prediction for the season. Yeah, am I going too bold with this prediction? Maybe, but who knows? I think they can make a playoffs and win make the college football playoffs and win a national championship. I really do. They got their quarterback return. They got their running back returning. They got a couple of wide receivers returning. I mean, this is my. By the way, this school we're doing today is my top favorite in-state football team, Oklahoma State. So if you hear me say we sometimes in there, that's why. So I think since we have Spencer Sanders returning, Chuba Hubbard's returning, Talon Wallace is returning, those top 3 players on offense returning at quarterback, running back, wide receiver. The only loss I think we'll see too is Oklahoma. I seriously doubt us winning against Oklahoma in the regular season. But I see us beating Oregon State, Tulsa, Western Illinois, TCU, Iowa State, Kansas, Texas Tech, Baylor, West Virginia, Kansas State, and Texas. But I do see us turning around and beating Oklahoma National, or in the Big 12 championship game. So I say Oklahoma. I see 2 Bedlam games this year. One being the regular season game on October 24th. The other one being in early December with the Big 12 championship game. Which playoff game do I see them making? I say they get to either the second or third ranked team. I think they'll be either the second or third ranked team in the college football playoff rankings. So whatever bowl game is between the second or third seed and second and third. I think it's one versus 4 and 2 versus 3. So the one that's 2 versus 3, I say Oklahoma State making The other one, their opponent, I see. I'm gonna go with LSU. And then for of course, I predict a win for O State. What are the what are the playoff college playoff games for 2019 2020? Yeah, no, it's not what I wanted. I wanted 2020. Maybe 2021 then, I guess. Yeah, okay. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, here it is. New Year's Day is the semifinals. Rose Bowl and Sugar Bowl. Don't know who is one versus 4 and 2 versus 3. Does it say? I can find it. I must. Let's see here. Let's see here if I can find it here. I don't know who the 2 versus 3 would be. Whatever bowl that was, either the Sugar Bowl or the Rose Bowl. If I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say the Rose Bowl. I think Oklahoma State's gonna make it to the Rose Bowl. I think my team Oklahoma State has a chance of making it to the playoffs. And also I want to see that too. Not just predicting it, but I also want to see it too. So that's my prediction for Oklahoma State. For their record, their wins, what bowl game, if they're going to make the playoffs or not. So my prediction for the Big 12 championship game, I'll just say it now in this video, so I'm not gonna say it in the other video, except for if I'm saying this team is these teams miss out on it, since these teams are in future videos with Big 12 teams like Baylor, West Virginia, Kansas, Texas, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Kansas, TCU, the other teams in there, but yeah, so I say it's going to be Oklahoma State and OU in the Big 12 championship game. Oklahoma State winning, but Oklahoma State, they may or may not. I say we can. Okay, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say we're gonna go undefeated all the way, win the championship, and not have a loss anywhere, including college football playoffs. So that's what I'm gonna say. I'm saying we are beating OU both times, national championship or Big 12 championship game, and regular season matchup. So I say Oklahoma State. I predict Oklahoma State would win Bedlam regular season and Big 12 championship game. I think we have a good chance of going undefeated this year. Referring to Oklahoma State, because that is my favorite team. So I've done the record, full prediction, between championship prediction, playoff. I will go over who I think is going to be in the playoffs, and it'll change throughout the year, and throughout the season. I don't even know what the preseason top 25 rankings are going into the season are. Like, as of now, I don't know what the rankings are. So I don't even know where some of these teams stand in the rankings. So I'll probably do a preseason top 25 ranking list and read off the names of the top 25 teams. So Oklahoma State, that's the record. Who they beat, where they go. I say they go to the Rose Bowl. I said they win the Big 12 championship game against OU. And because we got a good team coming back with quarterback and running back and wide receiver. So go Pokes all the way, baby. Go Pokes. Alright. Let me know in the comment section what you think for Oklahoma State, and let me know if you're an Oklahoma State fan in the comment section below. Also, what is your favorite team as far as college football is concerned? We all have our favorite teams, and that's okay. So, now I will predict, or try to predict at least, which will be a day game, which will be a night game, and which will be a morning game. First one, since that's a Thursday or Friday, I think it's a Thursday, probably most likely will be a night game. Tulsa, I'm gonna say an afternoon game, 2:30, 2:30. Western Illinois, I'm gonna say afternoon game there as well. TCU night game. Iowa State, I'm gonna go with the night game. Kansas night game. Oklahoma, I'm gonna say that's a night game on ESPN on ABC. We'll predict the networks in a minute. Texas Tech, I'm gonna say afternoon. Baylor night. West Virginia afternoon. Kansas State afternoon. Texas, unless that's a night game, again on ESPN on ABC. So let's go over the networks. I said ESPN on ABC for Texas and Oklahoma. For Kansas State, I think that game is going to be on Fox Sports 1. West Virginia on ESPN. Baylor on Fox Sports. Then for Texas Tech, I'm going to say that's going to be on ESPN. Kansas, ESPN 2. Iowa State, ESPNU. TCU, ABC, ESPN on ABC, that is. Western Illinois, I'm going to say it's going to be on ESPNU. Tulsa, I'm going to say ESPN. And Oregon State, I'm going to go with ESPN. As much as I like to see none of the games be on ESPN Plus, is it going to happen that they will or will not be on ESPN Plus or not? I don't know. I hope they're not on ESPN Plus, but so in the bowl game or Big 12 championship game, I say Fox is going to cover the Big 12 championship game this year. Their bowl / college bowl playoff game, it's going to be on ESPN. Although the national championship semifinal or college bowl semifinal games are going to be on ESPN. Same goes with the national championship game as well. So the Big 12 championship game, I think it's going to be a night game. So that's what I'm gonna say there. Tomorrow, not tomorrow's show because today's Friday, so we won't have another rush hour. We will not have another rush hour Renegade until Monday. Our next team to talk about is a team that is on the schedule. We'll talk about the Oregon State Beavers next. followed by Tulsa. Then we'll talk about Western Illinois, then TCU, then Iowa State, then Kansas, then Oklahoma, then Texas Tech, then Baylor, West Virginia, and Kansas State, and then Texas. And then we'll begin teams that are not on that schedule, like Wisconsin, Purdue, Air Force, Army, Navy. So eventually we'll get to the Army-Navy game. That's going to be a whole lot of fun talking about the Army-Navy game this year. That's the one I hope that gets underway this year. Hopefully that they get that game in sometime either in the fall or in the spring, depending upon if they play this season in the fall or if they play college football in the fall or in the spring. We don't know when this college season will get underway. Hopefully it'll get underway on time. But we'll keep you posted on that. So that'll about do it for me in this special edition of the Rush Hour Renegade. We will be having special editions of the Rush Hour Renegade all next week, and for a little bit here to talk about college football and the schedules and predicting the records for all the FBS teams, the Division One FBS teams, and we'll talk about then once we get done with the FBS Division One teams, then we'll talk about the Division One FCS teams. That includes North Dakota State, South Dakota, Missouri State, and so on and so forth. There, Western Illinois is one of those teams as well. So the Western Illinois one we won't talk about their schedule until we get to the FCS teams. So we'll talk about FCS and FBS and Division One. Then we'll talk about the NFL after that. We'll talk about all 30 I think we'll talk about all 32 NFL teams. Who's gonna win each of the divisions? Who's gonna win the AFC? Who's gonna win the NFC? Who's gonna make it the Super Bowl? Who's gonna win the Super Bowl as my preseason prediction? All these preseason predictions. So this stuff right here, and all the other college level stuff, FBS and FCS stuff. So every team that we talk about FBS, every team that we talk about FCS, and every team we talk about NFL is preseason talk, just to be clear. So I will do my predict once I get more information. Once we get closer to the NFL, or sorry, the college football season. Hopefully we'll have some idea about it, whether or not game day is going to be on site at the different universities or in studio. But we'll just have to wait and see on that. So hopefully everybody's enjoyed this video. If you do, be sure you give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. And until next time, have a great week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. Keep on YouTube, and everybody. Keep on YouTube, and everybody. We'll see y'all Monday for the Rush Hour Renegade.